Hello, welcome to another, well, it's not actually a loot crate for once. I recently got some car bits, so I'm going to make some boring ass videos of me fitting them to my car. Basically, this one is going to consist of me sticking this onto my JZX100 Mark II. That's a Toyota thingy for people that don't know cars, and it's got a turbo, so it has a dump valvey thing, but I've upgraded it to this one. This is the kit for the car, it's not a universal one. What I'm going to basically do is fit the recirculating piece onto this, because the standard it just dumps to air and makes that stupid noise. I'm going to fit the recirculating knoblet. Basically that goes in there and then filters back around. I've also bought the recirculating kit so that I don't have to try and get shit made. So yeah, so it's pretty simple looking so far. It's basically a case of undo there's four little bolts according to the instructions, which aren't in English, so I'm going by pictures. And I shall now try and remove this front, which I may pause and... Oh no, that just took a picture. Isn't that interesting? Learn something new every day. Wait a minute, let me see if I can actually sit this so that it can watch whilst I have no idea what that's viewing. I might edit this. There's a big weird pause thing. So that slides off, and then that bit comes off, as you can see. I forget what that's called, that's got some weird name. And then this goes in its place. So I'm guessing I need to put that, there's no alignment bits, and that just slides back on there again. And then I do this up by hand. So do up the 4 screws that I undid earlier with the right Allen key. Really tiny little Allen key. Standard kind of talking up thing, you tend to go to opposite corners for those that don't know. Unless you've got loads of stuff, and then you try and find a tightening guide. About the only thing I learned on the shop floor when I did my apprenticeship. Oh, that and how to break things, because I'm good at that. So that's that bit. Just twerk that up. The only useful word used for that word. So how's everyone doing? This is what I decided to do as soon as I got back from work today, because I got a whole bunch of shiny things the other day. I've got coilovers and stuff to fit at some point. So that's that bit done. So as you can see, that's my recirculating bit. That basically goes back into the engine again. You'll still get the noise because I've put a filter on, but it'll be not as loud. So yeah, let me just... So the next stage is to go remove shiznits off my car. Okay, so here are the bits we're going to be removing. This is the dump valve itself. Unlike a lot, it looks a bit back to front. Usually that's your return section on most dump valves. For some reason these have been done the other way around, so this is your return, and that's obviously the back pressure release stuff. That's where the air goes in to come out and make the stupid noise. So I need to remove this. I need to unplug this one. Supposedly this, according to the instructions, this gets blanked off, and then I take the... I'm not really sure what that is. It's like a pressure from somewhere else. Fuck knows. But so I've got 2 bolts and a couple of clips and some pipe, and then I'm basically going to attempt to follow the Japanese or whatever instructions to refit the other one. Fun times. Right, I'll show you once it's done. The offending article has been removed. So yeah, that's it. It's off the car now. Circulating bit's going to go on there. New dump valve will attach onto there, and I'll do something with that green bit, which I'm going to consult the instruction manual any minute now. I have no idea if this picked up my voice because this is on my phone. Unfortunately, I can't set it up to show me doing the work. Probably a good thing because I look like a right monkey doing it. Okay. As you can see, this is the instructions. Last time I checked, I can't read these. So I'm kind of working with the pictures. So the bit that I've just uncovered, the little cap's going to go on there, where it's got the blanking plate, 8, 7 and 8. My recirculating bit fits there instead, and then those replace the other bits. And then the bit that I need to figure out, which I'm not entirely sure about, is where I get this feed from, as I think it's around the other side of the engine. I need to stare with the picture whilst I'm there, but you basically split it, put in the Y piece, and feed the new pipe round. Random zip ties and I don't know what all that crap is. Yeah, there we go. So this is just to show you what you'll deal with if you order one of these, because probably if I searched on the internet I could find one that's in English, but I'm lazy and this is more fun. I like pictures. So here's the first bit that I'm fitting, which is the recirculating bit. As you can see, I've only put one of the nuts on at the minute. The dump valve actually brackets off this, so I just want to kind of get this in place first to start off with. Supplied with the kit, and I was wondering why. You've got 6 washers. Now, the reason for 6 washers is because instead of making this plate actually thick enough, I'm guessing it's a cost thing, so thicker plate's cheaper than a thinner plate is cheaper than getting thicker plate. You basically space out the stud. As you can see on the stud down there, thread doesn't go all the way down, so obviously your bolt wouldn't go all the way down. So the 3 spacers, the 3 washers, are actually to act as a spacer to fill out that, so you can tighten it back up and still get a seal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fit the pipe, roughly position the dump valve, and then I can put the bracket on. So you actually get supplied, and I have them in my pocket, 2 brackets. Now supposedly one of them's for the 100 and the other one's for the 110. The only difference between them is they're slightly different shape and length. Problem is, the instruction manual shows completely different pictures to the design of these brackets. So I have no idea. And the brackets look basically the same on the pictures, even though these look, well, very different, as you can see. So I'm going to start off getting that in place. The rubber pipe will position it, and then I'll pick the best close bracket. And hopefully the next thing you see is that. So yeah. Okay, I've got the pipes roughly placed, and I think I've decided I need the shorter of the brackets, because basically I need to make sure that this isn't sitting on anything. It's going to look probably rough as balls when I fit it, but what I think I'm going to have to do is I have to get a set of, I'll try and turn it in the casing a little bit to get it to fit properly. I'll figure that out in a minute. It's not quite, it needs twisting around in its holder to be able to fit to this, otherwise the base doesn't sit square to that face, because obviously the bracket's only at 90 degrees, so, but I'll have a play with that in a moment, and hopefully in a few minutes, well, nanoseconds in the video, but in a few minutes I'll make some more video showing shit. I don't know whether I said in the previous section, but I went with the shorter bracket. That's it bolted on. I've managed to, because the bracket, the base of the bracket, the base of the bit that attaches to the dump valve has a flat face on it, which the bracket bolts up to, and then the one with the singular hole goes onto where your nut is. You can get rid of one of the washers from the 3 that are for the recirculation bit, and then you basically, to attach to the recirculating bit, you need to twist this around, I don't know, it's about 45 degrees actually, so they get this on. Make sure when you're pushing this section on, you don't push it all the way in. I mean, you can see, I can just, where it's still squishy is where the end of the pipe is. If you push it all the way down, you're essentially creating a blockage, because obviously this is a sort of smoothish flow. If you push this all the way up, it's going to push up and block up through here. Your pipe's going to come up here and essentially block the flow through. So make sure, like, you pretty much, you stop the edge of the pipe on the inside of this, the edge of this inside of this radius in here. I need to take this off again anyway because I haven't put me retaining stuff on it, but that's pretty much how it's going to look in place. It looks, well, it doesn't look interesting at all. It looks a bit shit, to be fair, but I've read on various pages that having these blowing off to air, like just releasing and making the stupid noise, kind of sometimes makes them act up a bit funny, but I want to keep it as standard as possible, and I'm not that keen on the noise. Well, I like a little bit of noise, so because I'll get some through because I've got rid of the standard airbox, but keep it as factory as possible with a bit that's slightly modified and cooler. JDM points, yo. And now I've just got to figure out. I've put my little block on, my plug. They supply you this little blocker. I now have to use the highly useful instructions to figure out where I T-piece from to get my new one. I think it's one of these. I just need to figure out which one. I will bring my picture over and guess from there. I'm pretty sure it's that one. I might have to, I don't know if I have to replace that whole pipe that's there or not. I shall work on my Japanese. Okay, so after consulting the fantastic instructions, it is the pipe on the right that I need to snip and put the T-piece in. Y-piece, same thing, 3 prongs. And then I need to feed this wondrous little bit of cabling here around the engine bay and down there, whilst keeping it out of the way of everything else. I'm not even going to attempt to film and do this at the same time, so hopefully I will be showing you a video in a minute of it fitted in place, minus me swearing a lot because that's shielded, so I have no idea how I'm going to fit this in place. Yay. So hopefully you can hear me over the engine, but I finally got that Y piece in. That took me far too friggin' long to do. I've also zip tied everything sort of into place and put a couple of zip ties on the new little pipe clamp bits over there, but that is a bright pain. There's no real room. I found unclipping this was pretty simple. It helped a little bit. Basically, if you stuff a screwdriver down this gap, you can see there's like a little clip, push out of the way, this just slides up and out the way. Helped a little bit, but not a huge amount. But yeah, so it's all in place. And now the fun bit, where I annoy the neighbours. So let's see what it sounds like. It sounds a lot different to the other one. It's actually kind of quieter, really. I haven't got a recording of the old one, but so yeah, that's it all fitted, and hopefully I've done everything up tight enough. That's something else to make sure you do before you start doing all this. Just go around and check the tightness of everything. I might have to go around and check again at a later date, but it's all done. Yay!